What's up everyone, this is me Deepanita from Arts and Nails Nailology by Deepanita, and today I have a very informative video for you guys. I actually lost this clip, but the rest of the video is going to be better than this. So I am reshooting this portion because a video is just meaningless without an introductory clip, right? So this video is going to be about the toxins that are used in nail paints and why they're harmful and why should we check that before buying any nail polish. So I'm going to talk in details about what are the toxins and what I mean when I say that the nail polish is 5 free or 10 free or 15 free. So if you are following my review videos, you know that I always mention whether these polishes are toxic free or not. So in this video I'm going to go into the details of what this actually means and how these things can harm our bodies and why it's important to know all these things. And also I'm going to include a short clip about the halal nail polishes available in Indian market for my Muslim friends. So please keep watching this video, and I hope you guys will be quite helped by this video. So I'm actually going to focus on the brands easily available in India, and I have made a whole list of it. So I hope you guys will be really benefited by this video. Please do subscribe to my channel right away, hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any of my videos. So let's get started. So as consumers, it's really important to know what we are putting on our body and what we are putting inside our body. So it's really important to read the labels and make ourselves aware that what are the things in the ingredients that are harmful for our body and what are not. So the beauty industry and the cosmetic industry has really changed a lot, has really evolved. And now most of the companies are trying to be cruelty free, and now we don't want alcohol in our skin products and sulfates in our shampoos. So as consumers, if we can create pressure on the companies by refusing to use products that have harmful ingredients, then I think they will be forced to produce or manufacture products that are safe to use. So the same goes for nail polishes as well. It's not really a very widely talked about topic, but it's really important, especially for us Indians, because we directly put our hands in the food and eat it. And also while we are making food, like making rotis, while we're making dows, we're putting our hands inside it. So we are not only affecting our body, but also affecting the bodies of the people who we are feeding. So it's really important to check the ingredients used in the nail polishes and make ourselves aware. And since the nail polish bottles are really tiny and the full list of ingredients cannot be provided all the time, so it's really important to check the facts beforehand from the manufacturing websites or in the e-commerce sites before you buy anything. And in my videos I always try to provide you the informations about the nail polishes ingredients. So if you guys have been following my review videos, I always mention whether these polishes are toxic free or not, and many of the polishes I say that these are 5 free or 10 free and things like that. And many of you might not understand what exactly that is meant by that and what are these 5 or 15 things that should not be there in the nail polishes. So in this video I will be talking about all these things in details as per my research, and I have also found out a lot of brands available in India that are toxic free, and I have categorized them into different categories. So there can be a lot more other brands available in the market as well. I have searched as many as I can, and if you do not find the brand that you want to know about, you can comment down below or you can message me. And other than that, you can also check the websites where those brands are available, or you can check the website of the brand itself. Most of the time, if the brand is really authentic and proud of the formulation, they will show in the homepage itself that they are this and these things free of. Or there are often sections like about the brand or about us or our story tabs like that in the websites. You can check all those tabs out if you do not find any information directly on the homepage, because under those tabs most of the time they provide you the formulations. And in the e-commerce sites, in the about section of the products, you can check out the ingredient list. Most of the time the brands provide the information. So I have my laptop with me now, and I will read out to you guys what are the important information that I have to share with you. And it's really important. Once again, I would tell you to please continue watching this video even if it goes long, because it's really important to know what you're putting on your nails, because many of the products can be carcinogenic, and if not now, it may show the results in the next 10 to 15 years or less than that or more than that. I don't know, but it might affect your body. So while there is still time and while there is the opportunity to gather information, I think you should do the same and prevent yourself from getting into trouble. Here are some information on nail polishes and nail enamels in general and how they work. So let's read what they say. Nail products are products that are used to color the nails to protect them against damage. See, I told you guys earlier also that you must wear nail polish to protect your nails. To soften and condition cuticles and to supplement the nails. They include nail polish and enamels and nail polish and enamel removals. But even if I say the nail polishes help to protect your nails from damage, but you must also keep in mind that there are certain ingredients that are also harmful to your nails when they are used in the nail polish. So if you are using those products in the nail polish, then the quality will degrade, and instead of protecting your nails, the nails will instead damage your nails. That is why it's important to watch this video to know exactly what are the things that you need in your nail polish and what you don't, so that instead of your nails getting protected, they get damaged. So let's see how nail polishes work. So nail polishes, also called lacquers or enamels, base coats, top coats, nail hardeners and nail treatments are coatings applied to the nail plate to provide a pleasing look and to address specific nail plate conditions such as soft, peeling or brittle nails. Upon application of the polish, treatment or hardener, the solvents in the product quickly evaporate, leaving a coating of film behind. So that's how nail polishes work. Now nail polishes, treatments and hardeners have a very similar formulation composition. It all contain a film former such as nitrocellulose or cellulose, acetate butyrate to make the product hard and shiny when it dries. To make the film tough and resilient, a resin, a secondary film former such as tosilamide or formaldehyde resin or tosilamide or epoxy resin is used. Mind it that all the ingredients mentioned are not particularly helpful for your nails, because these were already in the 15 toxic list. To prevent chips and cracks, one or more plasticizers including triphenyl phosphate, trimethyl pentenyl, diisobutyrate, camphor and dibutyl phthalate may be included. All of these were in the 15 toxic list. Be careful. Low levels of solvents including ethyl acetate, butyl acetate, isopropyl alcohol and toluene are used to help products flow smoothly. So this basically is talking about why these products, even though are toxic, were used in nail polishes. So it actually suggests that these are cheap and easily available, and using these in nail polishes will help to make that perfect formulation that we commonly see in nail polishes, that they will dry fast, they will provide a gloss and all the stuff, even though these are harmful. So now, as we're aware that these are harmful, the companies have come up with better ingredients and they're avoiding all these things. And it only points out that there are always some good alternatives available, and even if these products, these toxic products are not used in the nail polishes, it isn't compromised. The formulation still looks perfect. Otherwise, the companies that are producing 15 free nail polishes couldn't have done so. Also, the customers are satisfied as well, so it's not that they are really compromising on the formulation. Rather, they're using better formulations, but in the process their cost might go higher up, because these chemicals are easy to use and the alternatives might not be. So that might be the fact. Even then, it's still important to use the better things on your nails. Colored polishes or products contain FDA approved colorants or pigments which are evenly distributed in the product due to the inclusion of a suspension agent or clay such as stearoconium, hectorite or bentonite. To prevent color fading, a UV stabilizer such as benzophenone 1 is often added. Nail hardeners may also contain a small amount of formaldehyde to harden or strengthen the nail. So many of the brands declare themselves to be 3 free or 5 free or 7 or 9 free or 10 free or 15 free. So far I have found the maximum number is 15. And I've made a list of what are these 15 things that are toxic and that should not be there in the nail polishes, and I have made a list right over here and I will be reading out to you guys because I don't want to miss anything. So the first thing is toluene, next is DBP, next is formaldehyde, camphor, formaldehyde resin, parabens, sulfates, SLS, phthalates, GMOs, petrochemicals, triclosan, triphenyl phosphates, ethyl tosylamide, and xylene. Now I will try to tell you guys what are the toxic effects of these chemicals used. So among all of these, the first three, that is toluene, DBP and formaldehyde, are commonly known as the toxic trio. So first let's talk about the toxic trio. So the first thing is DBP or dibutyl phthalate. So it's a commonly used plasticizer. It makes products more flexible, and according to EPA, the chemical appears to have relatively low acute short-term and chronic long-term toxicity. So it doesn't appear to be that harmful. So it says that no human studies have been published, so almost all of the information we have on them comes from animal studies. The effects aren't severe, but short-term exposure has been linked to nausea and irritated eyes, skin, nose, mouth and throat. There were also reports indicating that DBP might have damaging effects on the reproductive system, especially in males. Next is toluene, which is a paint thinner. It's colorless, water-insoluble liquid, often used in common glue. It's the ingredient sniffed as a recreational inhalant in glue sniffing. Toluene toxicity has been studied more than that of DBP and has been associated with dizziness, numbness, dry skin, and irritated nose, eyes, and throat. Liquid toluene is much more dangerous than its vapors, and some people can be more sensitive to it than others. Levels of up to 200 ppm are considered acceptable, and nail polish generally has much lower levels than this. The mechanism by which toluene produces systematic toxicity is not known, but the effects are generally short-termed, and most polishes try to be 3-free. Formaldehyde is frequently used in a variety of products, although it can pose a significant danger to human health. It is a common precursor to more complex compounds and materials used in many industrial branches. Low levels of formaldehyde occur naturally in a variety of fruits, such as fruits, but those levels aren't dangerous. The FDA, which oversees the cosmetic industry, does not prohibit or regulate the use of formaldehyde in cosmetics except in nail polish. Since it can be toxic, a formaldehyde limit was imposed in nail polish. The problem is in the quantity. Nail hardeners include formaldehyde concentrations of up to 5%, while nail polish can go up to 0.5%, and that's quite a lot. So we just went through the things that we needed to know about the toxic trio, and apparently DBP and toluene are not that harmful and are not that severe because they are used in permissible limits in nail polishes, and they can cause minor irritations but not much more than that. But formaldehyde is a problematic ingredient, as you already heard me speaking, because the permissible limit is quite low and it is used in quite a higher proportion or percentage in nail polishes and nail products. And here I would like to say that if you could not follow what I was saying, or if I was reading too fast, that can be a problem because I tend to read a little faster. So I will link all the websites down in the description. You can check them yourselves and read according to your pace. I will be linking all the websites that I will be visiting today in this video. So the next thing that I will talk about is TPHP, and this was in the 15 ingredient list. So the full form of this is triphenyl phosphate, or TPHP, that is used in many nail polishes. So what are the adverse effects of this? So this is a hormone disrupting chemical which is quite disturbing, but the study made another worrying find: the substance gets absorbed into the body every time nail polish is used. So that is a matter of grave concern. So it also says that it is very troubling that nail polish being marketed to women and teenage girls contains a suspected endocrine disruptor. It is even more troubling to learn that the bodies absorb this chemical relatively quickly after they apply a coat of polish. So you can easily understand why TPHP is a harmful ingredient for our body, because it has the potential to disrupt our hormonal system. It also says that ironically we get really annoyed when the substances are present in the materials around us, but for some reason we are more tolerant with what we put on ourselves. It's indeed ironical, and we should be more concerned and more careful about this. So people really get upset about phthalates and plastics, but they don't think about what's in the cosmetics that are applying directly to our skin. So that is why I was telling you guys it's important to read the labels and make ourselves aware of what we're putting in our body. Another website says a little more serious things about the toxic trio, and we need to keep this in mind. So this says that toluene is a toxin that may cause birth defects and developmental problems in children of pregnant women who have had extended exposure. They also looked for DBP, which has been linked to birth defect in studies involving lab animals, and formaldehyde, a carcinogen. So carcinogen is something that causes cancer, as you guys already know. So in the previous website, these ingredients did not look that harmful, but in this website they are talking about a little bit more. Although I told you that toluene and DBP are used in permissible amounts, but if you're someone who wears nail polish daily or more frequently, like someone like me, then this can be a little problematic for you and for your future. So that is why it's really important to use toxic-free nail polishes. Nail hardeners, formaldehyde bonds with the keratin that occurs naturally in the nails, making the nails harder. Using these nail hardeners often, however, may make nails brittle and more likely to break or peel, so you definitely don't want that on your nail polish. Nail products that contain formaldehyde may also cause skin irritation as well as allergic reactions to this ingredient. So you can well understand that however more nail care you do and however you take care of your nails and whatever you do, if you keep on wearing nail polish containing these ingredients, then nothing will work and your nails will become brittle and they will break and they will be unhealthy and very prone to breakage. Other nail products contain resins that form a strong coating on the nails rather than hardening the nails themselves. For example, toluene sulfonamide or formaldehyde resin, this was in the 15's list, is used in some nail polishes to make the coating tough and resilient. This is also known as TSFR, and it also helps the polish adhere to the nail, adds gloss and helps the product flow well when applied. There is evidence that some people may become allergic to TSFR. If you are allergic to formaldehyde, have previously experienced an allergic reaction to nail preparations coming from formaldehyde, or for any other reason wish to avoid this ingredient, be sure to read the ingredient statement on the label to learn whether the product contains formaldehyde or related ingredients such as formalin, methylene glycol, or TSFR. Now they are also saying something about the phthalates, that is DBP, that I told you earlier. So phthalates are a group of chemicals used in a widely variety of products from toys to carpeting and medical tubing. In nail polishes, they are used primarily at concentrations of less than 10% as plasticizers to reduce cracking by making the nails less brittle. Dibutyl phthalate or DBP has been used most commonly in nail polishes and some other products such as nail hardeners, while dimethyl phthalate or DMP and diethyl phthalate or DEP are used occasionally. So DBP is the primary phthalate that's used in nail polishes. So another website says that phthalates are not a thing to worry about. They say that reproductive risk from exposure to phthalates were minimal to negligible in most cases and that it doesn't really affect humans that much. So since that the things are debatable and a lot of ambiguity appears, different websites say different things, but I am inclined to believe that there must be some toxic effects if you keep on using the things that contain DBP for a long term, for a long run. So it's better that if you avoid it, since it's under the toxic category, then there must be some reason. And this ingredient called paraben actually are used as preservatives to make the products or the cosmetics long lasting and to extend the shelf life. Also, there's one more thing that you need to keep in mind is that when you're painting your nails for a longer time, make sure that your room is well ventilated and that you're not sitting in a closed room, because the nail polish vapors will stay inside the room and might affect you. And when you're buying nail polish removers, try to buy the ones that do not have acetone in it, because acetone tends to dry up your nails, and many of the nail polish removers nowadays come with vitamin E and no acetone formula, so you can choose any one from those. Also in this video I have only talked about nail polishes, nail enamels and nail polish removers and not anything about the gels or acrylics, because I do not work with those and I don't have adequate information about those things. So I have talked about my area of expertise. So those were all the information that I could find online, and I also told you that why these ingredients were used in nail polishes in the first place. But now that companies are coming up with 15 nail polishes which doesn't contain any of these toxins, it can be said that there are alternatives and that might cost a bit more, but they're at least good for your health and good for your nails. So I would always suggest that whenever possible, you must read the product information and buy accordingly. If you're someone who didn't know anything about these things, then I hope after this video and after all that I said and after visiting the websites that I have linked in the description, you guys can have a fair idea of these toxic things in their nail polishes and why they should be avoided. And I would like to take this opportunity to also tell you that please do not use fake nail polishes. Please do not use those first copy nail polishes that are available in the street shops, in the footpath shops. Please do not use those things, because you do not know what are in those bottles, because they never expose the product list. And one thing that I commonly find, and it's very irritating, that people are using Huda Beauty nail polishes. I mean, come on guys, seriously, Huda Beauty doesn't have nail polishes. They don't manufacture nail polishes as per my research, and as far as I have seen, I checked the website, those Huda Beauty polishes that you get for a few bucks in the street shops are just fake things, and you never know who produces those polishes, and you never know what goes inside those bottles. So please stop buying Huda Beauty nail polishes. Even if people post pictures of that or reviews of that, they are of no use. And I'm talking about those glossy mirror like bottles of Huda Beauty polishes, because I've not seen anything other than that. So it itself is a trap, because chrome nail polishes are not available like that. Chrome formulation is different. If you're looking for the authentic steel like mirror effect like this, then no polish can provide you that. Even if you go for the Nika chrome or the Miss Nails chrome, those are not the perfect metallic finish polishes. Only chrome powders can give you that finish. If you're still looking for chrome finish nail paints, then I suggest you please buy the chrome powders. They are available in I think in Born Pretty, and I think in Color Bar. So you can go for those authentic products, and do not bother yourself with the fake Huda Beauty mirror chrome nail polishes, because neither do they give you the perfect chrome finish, and moreover you're putting something on your nails that you shouldn't be. So now, what are the toxic free nail polishes easily available in the Indian market that you can try, and that I would highly suggest you should try? So if you have watched my review videos, I have talked about many of the toxic free nail polishes in that series, but I am yet to try a lot more brands. So I looked up a lot of brands in the internet, and I looked at the brands people commonly use and the commonly available brands in the e-commerce sites. So from all the data, I have categorized the brands into 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 10, 12, 15 free polishes. And as I said earlier, I might have missed some brands, because you know there are so many brands available in the market. So if you are looking for a specific brand that I have not talked about, then you can just write in the description, or just check the website or the e-commerce website where you can find the data about it, as I told you earlier. And I hope after that you will be helped. I have categorized the polishes and made a list here. So first comes the 3 free nail polishes in the Indian market. So these will be Faces, Maybelline Color Show Nail Polish, Lotus, Sally Hansen, Wet n Wild, Revlon, not the streetwear, OPI, and My Glam. Well, I might be wrong or right about OPI, but that's the information I got, and it's hard to believe because it's such an expensive nail polish and such a salon quality nail polish, and even then it's only 3 free, so it's kind of disappointing. Anyway, let's move on to the 4 free nail polishes. These will be Inglot, Kia Beauty, Specta. So the next is 5 free nail polishes. Those are Nykaa, Beromd, Bella Voste, some of the collection, Kiko Milano, Insight, Ferimis, Stay Quirky, and Ellen Blue. The 7 free nail polishes are Color Bar. Now the 9 free are Sugar, Bella Voste, again some of them, and Kuroko. The 10 free nail polishes are Miss Nails, Bella Voste, some of them, and Pure Blend. 11 free nail polish will be 786. The 12 free nail polishes is Iba. 15 free polishes are La Roy, Kith and Kin, and House of Makeup. Now there are a few brands that claim to be toxic free but do not provide any number, and those are Miniso, Kanai, Gorgeous Cosmos, and Color FX. There are some brands which are lead and toxin free, and that is NY Bay, and lead and paraben free, that is Stay Quirky. Insight is a brand that's paraben free. Next, let's talk about the cruelty free brands, and if you are an animal lover and in general if you're a rational person, then this will mean something to you. So cruelty-free basically means that these products were not tested on animals. So the cruelty-free nail polishes are Berompt, I Amsterdam, Debel, Laroy, Lotus, Karma, Wet n Wild, Pure Blend, Kiko Milano, Blanche by O3 Plus, Inside, Inglot, Maybelline, Verimis, House of Makeup, Eba, 786, Revlon, K-Beauty, Specta, Sugar, Calabar, Invite Bay, Kanai, Steakworky, Ellen Blue, Kith and Kin, My Glam, Kuroko, Juice, and Avon. Next are the vegan polish brands. So what vegan means is that no animal byproducts were used while making the polishes or as ingredients in the polishes. So these are Laroy, Karma, Wet n Wild, Pure Blend, Insight, Inglot, Lotus Eco Stay, House of Makeup, Eba, 786, K-Beauty, Specta, NY Bay, Steakworky, Kith and Kin, Kuroko, and Juice. If we bring Venn diagram into the picture, then we can see that all vegan polishes are cruelty free, but not vice versa. So far from the research, I'm really happy with House of Makeup and Kith and Kin, not because that these are free of all these ingredients, but also because they provide a very detailed ingredient list and they have really specified everything properly in the website or in the e-commerce sites. So they really get a special mention and special thumbs up from me in that department. Well, it might be my inability, but I did not find similar exclusive mention about the ingredients in the websites of the other brands. Our favorites Lakme, TS and L18 have no information whatsoever. It was kind of expected because I have already talked about TS nail polishes in my previous videos, and it was kind of expected from L18 and somewhat from Lakme. So just in case you have missed or misheard any of the brands that I have mentioned, I will provide the entire list after categorizing it into the toxic free categories in the description. So make sure you check the description out if you need it. There will be every information provided over there. Now finally, I will talk about the halal polish brands in India. So this might mean something for my Muslim friends who love to wear nail polishes but cannot do so because they have to pray according to the rules of the religion. So there are some halal brands and halal polishes available in India, and these are of different budgets. So what are these halal nail polishes? So they are actually made of certain type of polymer that allows water and air to enter the polish bed through the nail polish. So the halal brands available in India are Eba Halal 786, Kiko Milano, Inglot O2M, and there's a mention of Steakworky, but I'm not really sure. Among these brands, Eba is on the affordable side, Kiko Milano is so-so, while 786 and Inglot can be a bit expensive because the formulation is a little difficult. But even then, I would suggest you check out the websites and the formulation and the certifications of these brands and these polishes properly before you put it on your nails, because I don't want to be misleading and I don't want to hurt your religious beliefs. So I would suggest that you please double check whatever is there in the ingredients and also the certifications of these brands. So that was all for today's video. It might have dragged on long, but this was really important and I feel that I should address this topic because many of you guys are not aware of the toxins used in the nail polishes and what exactly is meant by these 5 free 10 free things in the nail polishes. I actually got questions on this, so I decided I should make this video, and it was a learning process for me as well. So it actually helped me and you guys both. So it was really fun making this video and researching for this. I researched as much as possible and I collected as much information as I could find from the websites. So in this video we have covered topics about what are nail polishes and what are the ingredients used in nail polishes and why they are used and why some of these ingredients can be harmful for our body, and what are the alternative brands available in India that are free of these toxins. So I cannot really talk about the global brands, and in any way those are not really easily available in India and can become really expensive. So I can only talk about the brands available in India. So I hope you guys are helped by this video. Don't forget to check the description for some more information in case you have in case you could not follow anything from this video. I have all the information in the description. And if I have missed out on anything, and if you guys have any query, do not hesitate to message me or comment that I can reach out to you guys and I can try to solve your problems. So having said all that, we are coming to the end of this video. That's enough information in this. I hope you guys are really helped by this video. Do not forget to share your feedback with me in the comment section, and also please like this video even if it helped you a little bit, and please subscribe to my channel. That is the only thing that I want in return, and that will really encourage me to make more such videos for you guys in the future. Make sure you're following my Facebook and Instagram pages. The links are in the description for more unseen and lovely nail arts and beautiful nail art ideas. So thank you so much for watching and for staying with me, and I will see you soon with more videos. So take care and bye.